get ready, get ready, get ready.
Dropang Sekaw, 96.9% Heart of a Ghost. Starring Arlene Estelioso as Marcy Parish, Alpha Joy Hamilia as Marge, Maria Chari Cyril as Chris Lawrence, with a special participation of Angeli Gomez as narrator, Louis Mendez as Marcy's dad, Maria Jessica Tan as Marcy's mom, Aisa Daza as Jane, and your very own DJ, Heidi Bautista.
After a long period of recuperating from her major heart surgery, Marcy Parrish decided to return to medical school. She felt she had lost valuable time and it was time for her to go back to school. Her family had been so overprotective that she felt herself a prisoner. Those feelings weighed heavily on her mind, and finally, she decided to leave home and go back to college without telling them.
Mercy, dinner's ready. Come down.
It did not matter to her whether she lived or died. For her, the life she had been leading was a slow kind of death.
What she's doing up there? She knows I'm playing poker with Congressman John after dinner.
After that horrible ordeal of a mitral valve replacement and a painful recuperation, she thought she hated doctors and hospitals. But she was hearing voices, whispers inside her head.
The ghost in foreign accent.
Go back to medical school. Go back, Marcy. Marcy is driving to school with the window open and the wind in her hair. It was less than a 1-hour drive to Las Vegas. It was a cool and nice evening.
The ghost.
Go back to medical school. Go back, Marcy. In the background, as Marcy is driving her car. Marcy is exhausted and can hardly budge her heavy suitcase, so she leaves it in the car. The student's warden shows her to her room and gives her the keys. Room number 153 crossfades into 135 as Marcy focuses on the doorknob. Somehow, she mishears the number and tries to open the door of room 135. A large young woman opens the door angrily.
What are you doing, ma'am?
I'm really sorry. I thought this was my room. I just arrived.
Let me see.
She grabbed the keys from Marcy's hand.
You're in room 153. This is 135. Your room is that one.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I must have gotten confused. I apologize again.
No problem.
By the way, my name is Marcy Parish.
I'm Chris Lawrence.
Nice to meet you, ma'am. Good night.
We'll pause for a break. We'll be right back after a commercial.
Brush, 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 3 times a day. Brush, brush, brush to keep cavities away. Brush, 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 3 times a day. Brush with Colgate, shake, shake, shake. 1 in the morning, brush, brush, brush. 2 in the afternoon, brush, brush, brush. 3 in the evening, brush, brush, brush. Brush, 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 shake, shake, shake. Brush, 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 3 times a day. Brush with Colgate.
And now, back to Heart of a Ghost.
Marcy goes to her room slightly puzzled.
I'm sure. She said 135.
She opens her door hesitatingly. The room is dark and filled with smoke. As she tries to turn on the light, someone jumps from the bed naked. There is a young man and a young woman who covers herself with the sheets. A flash of embarrassment colors her pale cheeks as he mumbles.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. Please, forgive me.
What are you doing? Who are you?
Asked the young woman angrily.
Marcy Parish, your new roommate. I'm sorry. I'll leave you both to your business.
Marcy is very embarrassed by this incident and goes to the restroom at the end of the hall to freshen up. When Marcy looks at the mirror, she is startled by a faint spot of blood over her heart. She immediately unbuttons her shirt. There is no blood or injury. Suddenly, she feels a little tap on her shoulder. Marcy turns around. A rather small young woman, brown, stubble hair, and black eyes, is standing behind her, but somehow, Marcy does not see any reflection in the mirror. "Are you all right, ma'am?" asked the young woman with a strange foreign accent. "Are you all right?" "Yes, I'm fine." "I'm Marge. I live in room 135. "I thought that's Chris Lawrence's room." "We're roommates." "Oh, of course. By the way, I'm Marcy Parrish." "Oh, there is blood on your shirt. Are you hurt?" "No, I have no idea how it got there." "Let me wash it off for you." No need. Thanks. Actually, all my clothes are in the car. I have nothing else to change into." "That's all right. I'll lend you a shirt of mine." "Do you think it will fit?" "It's quite large. It was a present to a dear friend, but I never gotten the chance to give it to her. I think it will fit you perfectly. Come on." "I don't want to bother Chris. I bothered her once already." "Don't worry. She's probably sound asleep." Marcy goes with Marge to room 135. Marge opens the door quietly, and they go in on tiptoe. Chris is sleeping soundly. Marge opens the closet, gets out a nicely colored shirt, and gives it to Marcy. Marcy tries it on. It fits perfectly. Marcy puts her shirt on a chair beside her. "Can I interest you in a cup of green tea?" "Green tea?" "Yes, you look worn out. I think it will make you feel better." "Okay." Marge serves her tea and some Girl Scout cookies. "Thank you. That hit the spot." "You're welcome." They don't say much so as not to wake up Chris. After almost an hour, Marcy says goodnight and goes to her room.
We'll pause for a break. We'll be right back after a commercial.
I did it, Mom. I traded my sandwich for a kiss.
Sorry na ha. I played in the rain, but I made a new friend. I learned to think of others.
I tried, Mom. I reached the top.
I'm sorry, I got stinky. I got dirty, but see, I learned.
Explore, experience. Give them all the chances to succeed. Nourish them with Nido 3 Plus, with Lactobacillus protectus, Prebio 3, and DHA.
Sorry na ha.
Let them grow, let them go. Nido 3 Plus, from Nestle.
And now, back to Heart of a Ghost.
Marcy spends a troubled night in her new bed. In the morning, feeling tired, she has a dull pain in her heart that troubles her. She takes a shower and then goes to see Marge to return the shirt. She knocks twice. Chris opens the door. "Good morning, Miss Lawrence. I'm here to see Marge."
Marge?
"I came to return her shirt and pick up mine."
Did you say Marge?
"Yes, what's the matter?"
Come inside, please.
Marcy enters the room. She notices things have slightly changed since last night.
You're Marcy, right?
"Yes,
I'm Chris. So tell me, Marcy, did you know Marge?
I've only met her last night. She invited me to have a cup of green tea."
You were in here last night?
"Yes, you were asleep. We didn't want to disturb you."
Marcy, Marge is dead. In fact, she died a year ago.
Marcy is stunned.
Tell me exactly what happened.
She talked to me. She gave me her shirt. Look.
Marcy, this shirt belonged to Marge, but I haven't seen it in her closet since she died.
I'm not making this up, Chris. I given her my shirt. I left it here on the chair.
What does your shirt look like?
It's white with red stripes on the sleeves.
Marcy, that's the shirt she was wearing the night she died.
That's impossible. It only happened yesterday. I'm sure she talked to me, served tea and cookies. She even offered to wash the shirt for me.
To wash it? Why?
There was a spot of blood on the shirt.
On the chest?
Yes, how did you know?
Marcy, Marge did not die of natural causes. She was murdered.
Marcy's face turns as white as death.
Are you alright?
Did you say murdered?
Yes. Look, Marcy, this was Marge's room. Green tea was her favorite drink, but Marge is dead. Did you know her before?
Are you talking ghosts here? Have I seen a ghost? No, it was real. I talked to her just like I'm talking to you now.
Marcy clutches her chest.
Are you alright, Marcy? Is something wrong with your heart?
I had an operation a year ago, but now I'm fine.
A heart transplant?
No, mitral bulb replacement.
Well, Marcy, it seems that someone has played a sick joke on you.
I don't think it was a joke, Chris. I don't think it was a joke.
2 days later, Marcy is attending a lecture. She fixes her gaze on an empty desk throughout the lecture. She is very pale and distracted. The pain in her heart is getting more intense. Suddenly, the lecturer approaches her and puts her hand on Marcy's shoulder. Marcy shudders. Is there something that interests you in that empty desk more than my lecture? Marcy is startled. However, this sarcastic remark brings her back to her senses, and Marge disappears.
No, ma'am, I'm sorry.
When the lecture was over, Marcy asked the teacher about the desk, and it told that Marge used to sit there and they leave it empty out of respect for the dead student. Marcy and Chris are in cafeteria eating lunch. Have you seen her again, Marcy?
Yes, she was attending a lecture. She was sitting in her desk taking notes. She didn't even look at me.
Do you think that anybody else saw her?
I don't think so. I was the only one staring at an empty desk.
Marcy grows weary over the next few days. She is startled by nightmares and feels crushing pain in her chest. She becomes restless and has difficulty breathing. She sees Marge many times but doesn't speak to her. She quits talking about it, even with Chris, who is worried about her. Marcy's roommate is having one of her drinking sprees and Marcy doesn't return to her room. She walks in the campus park when she sees Marge sitting on a bench. Marge is wearing the self-same shirt Marcy had given her a few nights ago, but this time, the spot of blood is darker.
Hello, Marcy. It's nice to see you again. What do you want from me? I want us to be friends again, like the first time we met. I don't believe in ghosts. So that's why you've been avoiding me? You think I'm a ghost? Marge, you're dead. Nothing you do will bring you back to life. I'm dead, you're alive,
said the ghost angrily, her smile turning into a scowl.
No, Marcy. I live as long as you live. I live in your heart. Poor ghost to have chosen such a sick place.
The ghost stands up, approaches Marcy, raising her hands towards her. Marcy is petrified. The ghost places her cold hand on Marcy's chest, right over her heart. Marcy feels a chill run through her body. Marge presses harder. Marcy feels an excruciating pain as if her heart is being ripped from her chest.
We'll pause for a break. We'll be right back after a commercial.
Look at me, Mom, shining like the sun, bright as a day. You're my number one, and there's no treasure that I will cherish like you. And when I smile, they all see you glow, and they all know you're my number one, my one and only joy is to give you my love. My one love for you, I give through and through. I see you and the signs that bring joy that all the world can see so clearly. Look at me, Mom, shining like the sun, bright as a day. You're my number one.
And now, back to Heart of a Ghost.
Marge, you're hurting me. Stop. Please. You're hurting? How do you think I feel, Marcy? How do you think I feel? Said Marge angrily as she pulled her hand. Marcy falls to her knees and grabs hard at her chest. Chris is looking down from her bedroom window. She is startled when she sees Marcy collapse. She runs down to her.
My God, Marcy! What did she do to you?
I'm alright, Chris. I'm alright.
Leave her alone, you foreign bastard! Do you hear me? Find yourself someone else to hunt. She has nothing to do with your murder. She wasn't even here.
Marge is still standing over them.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yes, Chris. Thank you. Chris helps her up and they go to Chris' room. Marcy is admitted to the hospital. After having an ECG made, and to her surprise, there is nothing wrong with her heart.
I'm surprised that you're showing rejection symptoms a year after the heart transplant.
Transplant? What are you talking about, doctor?
You had a heart transplant, Miss Parrish. Surely you know about that.
Marcy is stunned. She does not say a word.
I'll leave you to rest now, Miss Parrish.
The doctor leaves and Marcy is alone in the hospital bed. She is startled when she sees Marge sitting at her bedside. The gash was very clear now. Marge has no heart. It's your heart, Marge. It's your heart. Marge nods. You don't live in my heart, Marge. I live with your heart. You're dead. I'm alive. I'm alive because you're dead. Or is it you're dead because I'm alive? Who killed you, Marge? Was it my parents? They killed you so I could live? Is that what happened? Answer me. Marge remains silent. God, here is your heart, Marge. Take it back. Marcy takes out a pocket knife and starts cutting through the flesh over her heart. Blood is gushing profusely as she cuts deeper. Marge holds Marcy's hand tightly and takes the knife away. Don't do it, Marcy! Don't do it! Not by your own hands! Marcy suddenly comes back to her senses and presses the button beside her bed to call for help. As the ghost of Marge disappears smiling in the background, the TV in Marcy's room is suddenly turned on. Marcy hears the newscaster.
Good morning, everyone. It's CNN News Flash once again. This morning, a doctor was arrested in Las Vegas on organ theft and murder charges. The doctor accused a politician of being his accessory in the murder of foreign student last year.
After knowing the horrible truth, let's solve the case of Marge murder case. Marcy's family, together with Chris, did some prayers, flowers, and lighted candle for the sake of silence of Marge. So,
The end. And we would like to thank the following: Arlene Estudioso for editing our radio drama, and Aisa Daza for giving us food every lunch and merienda, and for the support and cooperation of the others. Thank you very much.